welcome back to the channel. Real quick, I'd just like to say my condolences to everyone that was affected by this hurricane that came through over the weekend. Some places were completely wiped off the map. There's, severe devastation to the area that I'm from, which is Western North Carolina, Buncombe County, Canton, Asheville area, Brunswick. Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg both got some substantial flooding. I think they're mostly okay. Chimney Rock was completely, destroyed. And really just, a prayer for everybody that's going through this. I've been keeping up with some of it. My brother, who is still down in that area, was actually able to finally text me today. I guess it came through Friday. Today's Monday, so finally was able to text him. I haven't been able to call him, but I've been able to text him. So they're okay. Him and his kids are fine. So that's really all that matters. But anyway, I hope everybody that was affected by it gets the support and is able to pull through this, because it's a historic event. Anyway, guys, we'll get started on this video, and yeah, here we go. Alright guys, so as you can see, I am out here working on the bus today. So the weather finally broke. Like I said, the hurricane came through, so most of what we got was just wind and some rain. And it was kind of a weird rain. It didn't really was a heavy rain. It was more like a constant kind of like mist. Anyway, as you can see, I've got a bunch of tools that I'm trying to go through down here. So I'm trying to get that cleaned up. Let me turn the camera around real quick. I have been working on getting this hose. So this hose runs down the length of the bus to the back. That's for the rear heater. That goes up into that front heater box. So that's one of the goals I've got set today, is to get that out. And then we're going to try to get the rest of this rubber floor up and sweep and clean this thing up. So in the last video I posted, we were trying to organize it, and I just didn't have time to do it with everything else I've got going on. So that's what we're doing today. May set the camera up somewhere and try to do a time lapse. I think there's a Bubba over here somewhere. Yep, and there he is. What are you doing, man?
I don't know.
Coming to help?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've been riding hard toward the borderline. I am a wanted man. From San Antonio across the Eagle Pass, down to the Rio Grande. Old Black River, you stand in front of me on a moonlit night. If I don't get across, they'll hang me up high. I may be guilty, but I'm not ready to die.
Days now I've been running for my life, posse right on my tail. Just this morning ran my horse into the ground, back there along the trail. And it was nightfall when I fell upon the bank, along the riverside. No Black River so deep and so wide, and I know my freedom lies on the other side.
Alright guys, we got all the tools in the back cleaned up, organized most of them, put it back in the toolbox for now. Me and Miles have been working on getting this rubber up. We got this corner cleaned out. This corner over here is cleaned out. We're working on this side, so everything behind the fender wells at this point is clean.
And
so
rusty.
We did get the heater box out, so that's what those hoses or lines are. That's going to be something we've got to take this. So this box panel runs all the way up to the front. I don't know if you can see it up there. It kind of connects into the front heater box. So we've got to get that disconnected. And what else? Oh, that backer piece there is coming out along with the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So And then once we get that out, then we got the rubber up there around the front of the engine compartment. And so it's still kind of a mess in here, but looking back there at the back where it's clean, it's a lot better. So all these windows here, that worked out cool. I'll go outside and show you guys that real quick, but that actually is pretty neat, don't you think? Bubba's not gonna make it. So as you can see, that actually worked out pretty good. There's Bubba in there. So standing back here, I'll end up making some proper stands for the windows, but I think it looks okay, and it lets some air in. I want to try to figure out how to make some screens for this, but what I was thinking is like where the kitchen's gonna go right here in this area. So if you're standing outside at the campsite and let's say you get thirsty and want to drink, I mean, it's perfect. Oh, well, see, there you go, right there. So
Works pretty good.
yeah, so somebody can hand you a drink out the window or whatever. So I think it's gonna work out. All right, guys, so we're gonna try to, and that noise you're hearing in the background is the fan. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up. Let's see if I can do the noise cancellation thing here. See if that made it any better. So anyway, we're gonna try to finish sweeping this stuff up. We found a bunch of old quarters.
Oh yeah.
So
Got a couple in my pocket.
Bo's got some from 72. One's from what, 1962?
1972.
No, the penny was 72. That one was 1960 something.
This one's 67. And this one was 1996.
96. So the bus is a 94, so you can imagine how long those quarters have been there. But yeah, I can imagine there's going to be a few more things we're going to find when we get that heater box out of here. But well, that's where we're at right now with it. I think Bubba's wore out. I know I'm getting tired. We've been out here since about, I don't know, 11 this morning. As you guys can see, we have made some pretty good progress. We still got all this to clean up.
Yeah.
We got to take this part here out and the seat out and get the rest of that rubber up.
And this stuff right here.
We tried to get this out, but the screws won't come out, so
We got one out.
we're going to try to take a chisel and knock a notch in it and see if that works. And if that don't work, then we got the air hammer that we can take out. But get back here, guys, so you can see. I'm kind of standing right about the staircase here. So other than the heater box and this piece, this thing's pretty much ready to,
There you go camping.
well, we still got to get the side panels off and start insulating the sidewalls and up in the roof. And then still got a bunch of work left to do, but you can move around in here now. So it feels kind of nice being able to walk all the way the length of the bus. And what are you doing all the way up there? You don't realize how big this thing really is until you
Until you
stand back there and look up here, or vice versa. It's like, oh my God. So
20 steps back.
yeah. Well, anyway, guys, for tonight, that's going to be it. Tomorrow we're going to come out here and work on getting the seat out of it and try to get this air. Anyway, the hoses for the heater box. We're going to try to get that out of there too. So anyway, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, it's the next day. Me and Miles is back out here working on the school bus, and it's a little warmer out here today than it was yesterday. So we brought our swamp cooler out, so hopefully that's not messing up the audio too much. But anyhow, so I don't know if we showed you, or I showed you last night how much cleaner the bus is. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna spin the camera around, let you guys see what it looks like. And then we're actually going to work on trying to cut the hole open for the door latch today on the bus side and get that somewhat roughed in. And then hopefully we're going to try to get this heater box out of here today. So, yeah. All right, so I'm standing in the stairwell. And as you guys can see, other than the stuff that we're using as far as tool goes, and this little bit of stuff here, and I think I showed you last night the little bit of rubber that's under the driver's seat in here. This bus is pretty well gutted. We still have to take off, I think I said it last night, but I think we have to take off these, we are taking off these side panels. There is some of that yellow insulation behind them, so we're gonna pull those off so we can insulate behind that. Then I'll probably put some plywood or something up to make it look a little nicer. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. So we're gonna try to get this hole cut out for the latch, and probably do a time lapse. What do you think?
Why's the camera so close?
All right, so I went ahead last night and marked where the latch is gonna ride, as far as where the hole needs to be. So I'm gonna work on cutting that out, and I'm gonna hand the camera over to Miles. So if there's any issues with the recording quality, it's his fault.
Hey.
So, all right, here we go. All right, so we got it cut out. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna take a file and kind of just clean up these edges a little bit, but the door will close and latch. And as you can see, that's how far the latch sticks through the hole. And then there's the deadbolt. So that's a functional thing. So now I'm just gonna take and try and reinforce this. So it did come with a backing plate, and all right, so this is the little striker plate. So it's designed to go like this, and which is fine and all, but it gives you this little tab that kind of reinforces what you're doing. I wanted to see if I can kind of bring it in behind it and do that, and the reason being is because my door tolerance is so tight that it may not work, but I'm gonna try this real quick and see if it will. All right, so let's see what it does. So that's how close it is. And if we add this to it, whether it'll stay or not, I don't know. I'm just curious to see if it will. Yeah, the door hits that. So I think I'll try to bring this in behind it to reinforce it.